I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not? You and I, there's a new
Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression of Black Desert Online for the Xbox One. I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression of the beta and how I'm feeling about, the beta test and everything overall. And then I'm also going to talk to you guys about how I feel about Black Desert as an MMORPG in general. Now, disclaimer, big fat disclaimer before we get this out of the way. I am no expert on Black Desert Online. My experience with this game is extremely minimal. The first time I've played this game is this Xbox One open beta test. I have no experience prior to Black Desert. So a lot of things I say and a lot of my impressions in this video can be wrong, and they are restricted to my limited amount of gameplay. So if I say something in here that doesn't add up to the full game and you feel as though I need to play it more, that's fine, but just keep that in mind. These 4 days of this Black Desert open beta is my only experience with Black Desert Online. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, guys, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about how I feel with the beta test, how it was running, and things like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about my impressions of Black Desert Online as an MMO first-time player of the game. Now, the beta test, in my opinion, was phenomenal. It was great. It ran amazing. To my opinion, this is the best MMO beta I have ever seen on a console. The only one I've ever seen that can even compare to how good this was running was the beta for Final Fantasy XIV that came out 5 or 6 years ago. I have never seen a beta for an MMO run this well on console until this one in Final Fantasy XIV. So those two are the top betas I've seen run on console. That doesn't count for PC betas and stuff like that. It's strictly console that we're talking. The beta ran very smooth. There were tons of players around in the beginning areas doing open world activities. I have some experience with a world boss. I did upload a video of world boss content earlier for you guys. I should have uploaded an hour before this one. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to go check that out so you guys can see what I mean. And I also had the opportunity to play the game on an Xbox One S instead of an Xbox One X, which is awesome because I can show you guys the actual experience that most console players are going to get, because not everyone owns an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro. And I have to say, for the base Xbox One console, this game was running phenomenal, and I was very impressed. My expectations were highly exceeded, graphically, performance-wise, everything. This game's the only issues I really dealt with were some quest bugs, regular issues and stuff like that. Like, most of the bugs and issues revolved around this game were involved with either the questing or in-game activities. Like, there was a quest where you couldn't sell the fish that you caught unless they were cooked. That was a bug and a glitch, and there were like 2 or 3 quests in the game that you couldn't accept because they weren't showing up in the open world and stuff like that. Just little stupid things. Like I said, guys, I fought a world boss. We did a huge one where everyone was gathering around the game masters and the community manager. Like, literally all the open beta players piled up in one server. And mind you, standing in that area, that tiny area with thousands of people, the game ran fine. It didn't crash or mess up or anything. And mind you, this was the only crash I had with this game. That was the only time it messed up. As soon as everyone started attacking that world boss, the Xbox just said, hell no. No. You can't do this. And believe me, guys, if you were there for that boss with community manager Simon and all the GMs and community managers and stuff like that, and you saw the amount of people in that room, unfortunately I couldn't get footage of it because it literally just wrecked my console. But if you would have saw the amount of people there, anyone with a brain would have been understanding, well, of course, that's just not doable, which is, understandable. But I got the world boss again in a not so populated area, and it ran perfectly fine. Not many frame drops, you know, not much lag issues, no disconnects, nothing like that. So the Black Desert beta, it's running really well, and me personally, I think this game's gonna launch this year because they ran an open beta test. They went straight to open beta, no closed beta test, straight to open beta. It worked great, and there's, you know, the community, from what I've seen, the complaints are very minimal, very simple. I'll leave a link to the Reddit down in the description below so you guys can check that out as well. But I personally say late December we'll probably get this game. I don't think it's going to be delayed till 2019. The Black Desert Xbox YouTube channel to this day still says the game's coming 2018. So to my opinion, I think it's still probably going to release this year. If you guys remember when we had the Terra open beta, the game literally came out a few weeks later, and I honestly think that's what's going to happen here. But we're just going to have to wait for word from the development team to actually see how that went. Now, I want to talk about Black Desert as a whole, specifically on Xbox One, and how I feel about it as an MMORPG. Like I said in the beginning of this video, guys, this is my first experience, so if anything I say is wrong or, you know, doesn't meet up with the game's current standards or, you know, quota today, please forgive me. Like I said, so I played a good amount of the beta over these past 4 days. Got about to roughly level 18, 20. Didn't do too much. I didn't want to burn myself out on the game. I just wanted to enjoy it. I streamed it a few times. Played it with, you know, some of my friends, some of the viewers, and stuff like that. And I had a lot of fun. I really do like this as a MMORPG. One serious complaint I do have, though, is I feel like the game, control-wise, focused 100% on combat, and the menu, the UI, and everything else was pretty much put on the back burner. The combat system in this game is wonderful, works really well with the controller, but it feels like you have to go through hell and high water just to make a party, make a guild, you know, invite people to a party, leave a party, put items on your hotbar, and things like that. You know, like the combat is easily accessible, but to do all the simple functions in the game is almost like pulling teeth. Now, once somebody explains it to you and shows you, you know, how it's all done, it's obviously a bit easier, but it took me nearly an hour playing this game to figure out how to leave a group and how to make a group. None of that stuff was, you know, explained in the tutorial or anything, and that kind of bugged me. I'm not gonna lie. Remember, this is speaking specifically of the console version. They did like I said, guys, they did a good job putting the combat on a controller, but I feel like a lot of the stuff for the UI was just kind of, you know, just tossed anywhere. That's just my personal opinion. But Black Desert, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a big open world MMORPG. The one thing I noticed that did kind of bug me a bit is it honestly feels like and this is gonna sound weird, but a massively multiplayer online single player game. Like, everything in here I feel like I could do by myself besides world bosses, which is just kind of weird. I didn't notice, you know, any instance like dungeons, any type of raids or anything. But then again, like I said, I only made it to level 20, and in all honesty, playing this game kind of made me miss some of those features. You know, I'm a dungeon grinder kind of guy. I do like having my dungeons, big raid activities to do. I like having my instance-based stuff in an MMORPG. But this game's open world concept, it's really cool, and it's really, really different than the typical MMORPG out there. And I mean different, like super different, kind of like Skyforge different. Not to compare the two games because they're nothing alike. They don't even compare to each other. But that's the kind of different that Black Desert takes a ride in. In most MMOs, when you play them, you have, you know, your typical quest line. You have your 4 or 5 man dungeons, your raids, your endgame activities, and stuff like that. And then if you get bored, you know, you have things like crafting, marriage systems, you know, job systems and stuff like other things to do on the side. Well, unlike those MMOs, Black Desert makes all those side things that are in other MMOs just as important. Like, for example, in Black Desert, Leveling's important. Your gear is important. Getting better weapons is important. Well, also fishing, cooking, making a boat, crafting, and all that stuff is literally just as important as leveling and getting through the story in Black Desert. It takes a really high emphasis on all of those activities and blends it into one big world. It's literally a player-driven economy. The players drive the ecosystem of this game, and it's crazy. It has all kinds of features that a bunch of MMOs don't offer. Like in Black Desert, for example. You know how in most MMOs you would have to go through hell and high water or pay a fee to switch servers. On Black Desert, you can switch servers as often as you want, as long as you know you're not spam doing it. I'm guessing reason for that is to like keep things like gold sellers, character spam, and stuff like that from happening in the game, which, you know, makes sense. But Black Desert seems to take, you know, like that whole I want to live in my MMO kind of feel and just amplifies it by 1,000. If you're a person who likes to roleplay, if you like games like The Elder Scrolls Online, if you've played a lot of single player RPGs and, you know, you like running around doing your own thing, you really like being immersed into your game, then I honestly think Black Desert Online is the MMORPG for you. I think it really might be a bit overwhelming to some people how in-depth this game can be. I know personally I was a bit blown away. I honestly felt lost a lot playing this game, and I feel like that there's a lot I need to learn. But it's a very good, very in-depth, very different kind of MMORPG, and I would honestly recommend for anybody looking for a new MMO to check this out. But anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button for me, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tnek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.